Well, welcome on in. If you just stumbled upon this video and you've never watched one of my videos, hi, my name is Jessica. I feel like I don't introduce myself a lot to new viewers, and I know sometimes new makeup videos can pull in some new eyes. So hi, if you are new here, I would love if you subscribed and joined our little family. I do beauty videos like this. I do vlogs, affordable fashion in the vlogs, like just whatever I feel like talking about, I film about. So I would love to have you join. So today we are talking new makeup. These are things basically that I have bought in the past few weeks, both during the Sephora sale and then some stuff I bought from Ulta, things influencers influenced me to buy. It's quite a mixed bag. So we're gonna try a bunch of it on. I'll also show you the rest of what I got that I'm not necessarily able to put on right now, like my skincare, a perfume, those kinds of things. So stay tuned to the end for the rest of the haul. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I am getting over strep throat. I feel good enough to film now, but if I sound like scratchy, it's because I am. So first up is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Peppermint. First of all, I love this formula. I've owned quite a few of these scents, if you will, but the peppermint, I tried it on for the first time. It's what's just kind of on my lips right now. This was the first time I put it on. It's not as pepperminty as I thought it would be, smell-wise. And I was a little disappointed, but I think general public, like most people probably don't want it super strong. The scent is definitely there, but yeah, I just wanted more. I always want more. But peppermint to me is not just a holiday scent. For me, this carries into like January and February with snowfall. I think of peppermint, and so this is gonna be in my purse for the next like 3 or 4 months, and it makes me happy, and it's a formula I love. You know, you just plop it on for every day, running errands, whatever. And it looks good over lipstick too. So if you wanted a little bit of moisture to your lips and you've put on a lipstick, or if you've taken like a lip liner and you color in your lips, throw a little bit of the Lip Glowy Balm on top. Looks really nice. Now, let us start trying some of these products. So where is it? I finally bought a full size of something that I had a mini of and I've loved for like 2 years. Finally, almost run out of that. I was like, I'm just gonna do it during the Sephora sale. So this is the Saie Glowy Super Gel. I think most people misunderstand this product, and I don't mean that like I know everything, but I really do think either you will really like this or you won't. I guess that's maybe a better way of saying it, because I think people think of this product to be similar to the ELF Halo Glow. I love that product too, but that is way glowier. It's thicker. It almost provides coverage. This is none of those things. This is, in my mind, meant to be a really lightweight, glowy primer, question mark. You can mix it in with stuff too, but it's so thin and lightweight. I just love to put it all over, and I just find that it's just not quite as glowy as like the ELF or the Charlotte Tilbury. It's a very different product, but I feel like because this is so much more of a thin consistency, it sinks in quickly, but it plays really well under makeup. So if you've had any issues, I mean, I've never really had issues with the ELF Halo Glow because again, I love that product too. But in the winter, sometimes I want that glow from within look. Sometimes I just want a more lightweight product to be on my skin, especially in the winter. I already have a thick moisturizer on because I'm battling, you know, dry skin during this season. So I feel like having a moisturizer on and then putting a thick layer of something glowy and then this, it's a lot. This is perfect because if you're putting on a really nice thick moisturizer, you can throw this really thin layer on top. It looks so glowy without being over the top. It looks good on its own, but it also looks really, really nice underneath makeup. Okay, so that's why I love this. They do have, if it's not sold out, a mini duo of this and another shade of it if you wanted to try it, but the shade I use is Star Glow. This product, I actually bought this a little while ago. It's the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow Foundation. The shade is not quite right, but I wanna try it because I own it, and I want to see the consistency of it and the formula, because if I like it, I would consider buying it again in the right shade. I've had some good luck with some Tarte face products in the past, so my hopes are high. I really liked it was a tinted moisturizer in similar-ish packaging. They even still sell that? I really liked that stuff. I think I used it all the way up. You're gonna see pretty quickly, this is definitely not the right tone for my skin, but we got a turtleneck on. We're just gonna pretend like it's the right. Yeah, it's definitely a little orange compared to my skin tone. But my understanding is, oh gosh, this is really not, I don't know if it's coming through. It's definitely not my color. This definitely has a little bit of coverage so far. just blend that down. But it's not looking like it's got the level of coverage most of the face products I use have. Like, this looks as though it has less coverage than even some of my favorite BB creams, like the Misha one and the Purito. Those two have more coverage than this, and they're labeled as a BB cream, so it's kind of interesting. But it definitely has that little bit of glow. Well, yeah, you can really see some glow there. Putting on a little bit more on this cheek. But I definitely feel like you can see a lot of my frecklage coming through, which I don't mind at all, but if I'm wanting more coverage, let's see. I haven't done my forehead yet, but let's see if we can get a little more coverage here. I don't know. I don't think it's super blendable. I do think it's looking pretty though. Like, especially seeing it, I mean, this is all in natural light, but looking at it up close, it looks really, really nice. Like, it's looking like skin. Ooh. Let me go ahead and do my forehead. I'll do this with a brush if you want to see. I don't typically use a brush, but just so you can kind of get an idea. Yeah, I just think it looks, you can kind of see, I think it does better with a sponge. I think a brush is doable with so many foundations. I always like the finished look with the sponge. Even if I applied it with a brush, I almost always go over it with a sponge to kind of soak up that extra layer that didn't quite sink in, or you know what I mean? Because even with the best foundation brushes, I just always think it looks better with a pass of a sponge on top. So, okay, I don't know how it's looking on camera beyond what I can see in the viewfinder, but I am really liking the way that this looks in person. So I always, with these like trying new makeup videos, put down in the description box wear notes. So you can kind of see, okay, by the end of the day, what did it look like? What are my thoughts now that I've used it some more, etc. So definitely check below. The shade I have, if you are curious, is a light beige. I would definitely want to go lighter than this. I feel like it's being a little more forgiving on camera here, but in person it's like, oh, that was a choice. But I'm liking the formula. If you can get your shade in this small size, I would consider it, because sometimes I feel like with these like mini sizes of products, especially with foundations, I feel like they don't always offer all of the shades, so you kind of have to get your closest. That's probably what happened with this. I don't know, it was a while ago. Oh, it's fair light beige, by the way, 16B fair light beige. Okay, moving on. I don't have any new, like brand new concealers or brow products, so I'm just gonna throw these on real fast. This is the Kulfi concealer. Kulfi, by the way, is a new brand. Well, it's new to Sephora, and I'm liking this concealer. I'm still trying to figure out, I've been trying like 5 new concealers lately, and I'm still trying to figure out, there are some I know I don't like. I filmed a reel on a couple of hyped up products that I really do not understand the hype. If you want to check that out, it's Jessica Braun on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, this is one I do like. I think it has a cult following, and I think it's really nice, but I'm still trying to decide how this stacks up next to some other favorites of mine that I've recently been trying, you know? And then for brows, I've recently been retrying the Merit 1980 brow. Is that what it's called? It's their brow pomade in brown. It's a little bit bigger of a brush than most of the products I use, but it's not so big. But I think if you had really thin brows, it might be too big. Maybe that's where the 1980 comes in. I feel like brows were thicker and bolder in the 80s. And then the 90s came around. But it's weird because the first time I tried this was a while ago. I don't remember not liking it, but I didn't remember like loving it. And digging back into it, I'm like, wait, this is perfect. I'd have to go back a while in my videos and see like, what did I think of it? Because I don't know why I wouldn't have kept using it. Because this, when I retried it, I put it right back into my vanity. I'm like, okay, I'm loving this. And I've been using it like every day for a week or two now. All right, back into the haul. I have a couple of eyeshadow things I want to try. So if you saw my Sephora VIB sale video that I did with Sephora, which is still exciting and crazy, I was torn between like 3 or 4 different palettes. So this is the one I ended up going with. It is Lawless The Dreamy Dozen. 10 out of 10 on the name. I love a smaller palette like this. I mean, these are full-size shadows, but it's not humongous. It's a neutral lover's dream, right? But it's got just a few shimmers, a bunch of matte. I am excited. So we're gonna try that. But I also, from Ulta, got the Urban Decay Moondust. This is Space Rider, and it's got 4 of their Moondust shadows. I have always wanted to try these, and I know the shade Space Cowboy here is an absolute cult favorite. And I swatched it the other day and I was like, oh, I get it. Let me just show you the swatch. I don't know how well that's coming through, but it is the most like iridescent, although I don't think that's the right word, but you know, just so different and unique. And I feel like these all will give that kind of wet look to the skin. So here are the 4 shades all together. This is the one that was Space Cowboy. So pretty. So I feel like this is one of those things that you could wear, you know, one of the shades on its own, just like a big old wash of it and look beautiful. But I feel like it's also a really great one to tap on at the end of another eyeshadow look. So you do your eyeshadow, that's what we're gonna do today, and then tap one of these on top to give it that kind of wet, glittery look. I'm so excited. Those are really thin and lightweight as well. So let's swatch some of the Lawless ones. Let's start with the shimmers. I don't know, has Lawless ever come out with eyeshadow? So there are all of the shades, the shimmers there. You'd think after 10 years of doing this, I'd be better at swatching things. So digging into the shimmers, they weren't quite as soft as I pictured them being. That's not the worst thing. Sometimes shimmers can be so soft that you end up with a lot of fallout, but it was just something I noticed. I think I want to go with more of a light look on the lid, because then we'll go over it with probably Space Cowboy at the end, but just to have kind of a base there. But yeah, the shimmers feel interesting. They almost feel, sticky's not the right word, but I don't know. I feel like I've never really felt a shimmer formula that felt like this. So I'm gonna get one of the darker shades. Maybe this like purpley dark. Do the outer part here. It's hard to tell if those are even. I had to go in with a more detailed brush for this color here, just because I felt like it went on nice and dark over here, but for whatever reason, I like couldn't get it to attach to my eye over here. It was really weird. I think that was more just the way where I had makeup on my face versus the actual product itself. But those blended really nicely and easily. Let's top it with Space Cowboy. I don't know how well. I'll have to show this in natural light as well so you can see. Let me get a clip real fast. So I'll pop that clip I just took here. It definitely looks, it gives that wet look I think is really, really pretty. So let's try a new liner. These are not new at this point. But I have all the different shades, the Buxom Power Line. These were sent in PR a long time ago, but I finally pulled them out. I want to try the shade Bossy Brunette. So this is their Power Line Lasting Eyeliner. I liked the idea of it because it's, you know, a super supposedly long lasting eyeliner, but on the other side, it's got kind of a thicker brush to be able to pull the liner and make it blend. I have to say that definitely lightened that a lot. These didn't have great reviews when I looked online, but yeah, that almost like wipes it away completely. Let's give it a try. Sometimes when you actually put it on the eyes, you know, you never know. So this is a really dark brown and it's going on okay. It's just not as, like, it's trying to go on top of a lot of, you know, shimmery shades. And I feel like that is where the good ones are separated from the great ones because, yeah, I don't know. I actually like this brush though, and I would like to try it with my Makeup by Mario one I love, or the Sephora 12-hour liner one, because the Makeup by Mario brush on the back to smudge it, which I like to do, is very thin and flimsy. I kind of wish it was more bulky like this. So I'm like, man, I'll just keep the brush in my brush thing, you know? I just feel like it looks okay. It's not going on as easily as I want it to. They're just, you know, for a liner at this price point, you can like barely get it to get on. Let me warm it up. I don't know. This is not good. It's just not good. If you can't even get it to apply to the eye the regular way, because I'm like, maybe it'll work on the waterline. I'm like, no, I can't even get it to apply on just the regular lash line. So I like the brush on the back. That's about it. I'm gonna donate the other shades I have because I have no desire. I don't need to try the other ones. The only other one I had swatched was this Copper Comeback shade, which was really pretty. And I felt like when I would go on it with the brush, it didn't totally wipe it away. Well, I say that. I don't know. It's just a pretty color is I guess it. I just don't think these are good. Darn. So I'm gonna throw a little Rare Beauty liquid liner on just to kind of clean things up because it's not really even. And if you've ever wondered why I always tightline my upper waterline if I'm doing liner, is this is without doing it and this is with. It really does darken the band, and that's either what you want or it's not. You know what I mean? So, but it's always interesting to see the difference with it and without. I don't think either of them looks bad. It's just a lot of times, especially if I'm going in with liquid liner, which I don't use most days right now, but if I am, I definitely feel like having that extra bit of darkness near the lash line is helpful to kind of make it look seamless. But I think that's just a personal preference thing. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I need to throw mascara on, but I wanna try the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. We have like 3 other lip products to try, so figure we're just gonna stop at different points and try on another lip product. So I'm gonna wipe off the Lip Glowy Balm. Totally recommend that. This is so viral, hyped up on the internet, and has been for a while. This is the first time I've bought one, and this one is in the shade Vanilla Beige. Okay, squeezy tube. Oh, it smells like vanilla. Do they all smell like vanilla? Oh my gosh. Oh, it makes your lips look really juicy. Wow. And y'all know I have like super lined lips, and I feel like it definitely makes your lips look like less lined than the Laneige. They're not the same product, but they're kind of similar, and wow. Wow. And that smell is really nice. You know, when you hear about things being so hyped up for so long, you're always wondering like, could it possibly be worth all that hype? So it's always exciting when you try one and you're like, ooh, maybe it actually is. Okay, let me throw on some mascara. I'm just using my beloved Tower 28 mascara. Un momento. Didn't have a new mascara to try. I've been trying a lot. I still go back to this one every time. But I was like, I do not need to buy another new mascara right now. That is for sure. Let's take a little bit from the Dreamy Dozen on the lower lash line really quickly. I'm just gonna take this shade here. Nice. Okay, I'm really excited to try this bronzer from Juvia's Place. It's a cream bronzer. I got the shade Buttercream, which is their lightest shade. The tone of this looks a lot like my NARS cream bronzer I love in the shade Laguna 01. Very similar, but this is cheaper. Oh, that tone. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna use one of my foolproof cream bronzer blushes, the Hailey's Beauty one. I'm like excited and nervous. Like into the woods. Well, excited and scared. That can really pack a punch. I have, by the way, it's so hard because where I'm facing, just in this room, the window's on this side, so there's a lot of lighting on this side, not as much on this. But it's a prettier background this way. Like that way you'd be seeing our messy dining room, which is our dumping ground. So didn't want to film in front of that. It's definitely pulling more warm tone once I apply it, but not in a bad way. And I just feel like if you have lighter skin like I do, it can be hard to find a not super orange bronzer, like that's the right tone, that's a little gray, but not too gray. This is really, really nice, and it was really easy to apply. So that is exciting because you guys know I love that NARS one, but it is expensive. This one is still pricey, but not as expensive as that. Let me pull up the price. Yeah, $18 versus like $40, I want to say, for the NARS. So very excited about this one. I have my buddy Taylor Wynn to thank because I saw her using that and I was like, oh my, what is that? Tell me more. So for blush, I want to try this Persona multi-stick blush in Teddy. I've recently been using their bronzer stick and I've really been liking it. So I want to try this blush tone because it's kind of an interesting tone. It's definitely peachy, but it's like neutral peach. We're going to try it, and we're going to try it with my favorite brush. So I've got my favorite Real Techniques brush. I'm just going to get some on here and tap it on that way. Because I definitely find that if I go straight on with products like this, oftentimes it moves the foundation a lot, but if you tap it on with a really great brush, it can look nice. And that's certainly how I use the bronzer stick as well. I just put my brush onto it. I feel like that looks nice. It's hard to tell in my own lighting because that foundation is darker. I'm struggling to feel like, is everything looking darker just because of that? I don't think that's true, but everything just looks a little brighter on camera, I guess is my point. I think this was nice. I would be curious to see because I liked the formula so far, and I know I like the formula of the bronzing stick. I'd be curious to see if they have a lighter shade of blush than this, but in the same tone, you know what I mean? But yeah, so far I like it. I'll put in the wear notes how this, and especially the cream bronzer from Juvia's Place, how they look by the end of the night. All right, I'm gonna set my face a little bit. This is just the Melt Cosmetics, that kind of glowy. Ooh, we got a lot of glow going on today though. That glowy powder, their glaze skin finishing powder. I talked about that in my full thoughts in my speed reviews video I just did. If you want to check it out and you want to hear more thorough information about that. Okay, I have 2 more lip products I want to try. So even though I am absolutely loving this, and you know what? This is the perfect lip. If if you're wearing something brown or like camel colored and you're like, well, I don't want to wear like a pink or even light pink lippy because it just, like in my mind, that doesn't go together. And I don't want to wear red with the brown because that also, I don't feel like goes together. So then I'm like, all right, I've got to commit to like a nude, peachy nude lip. This is kind of that in between that's just perfect. That would go with literally everything. All right. So first up is a launch I was very excited about. So I picked out 2 shades on Ulta's site. It's the new ELF Glow Reviver lip oil. I have a more pinky one and then a more nude one. So we're gonna start with the nude one. This is in Honey Talks. It says, give lips an addictive, revitalizing glow and glossy finish with this apricot oil infused oil, nourishing oil. Oversized ultra plush applicator, sheer flush of color that looks and feels luxe. It's giving me like Merit lip oil vibes. What else? There's just a lot of brands have been launching a product like this. So this is the honey one. Ooh, it does feel like there's something about this applicator that just feels nice. Ooh, okay. I thought I would like this. This looks like what did I just try? It has the look of the Summer Fridays. So if you want that look, I mean, different applicator. This looks exactly the same to me. I'm working on my next dupes video. I'll have to try them out some more. Well, I'm like, don't even want to wipe this off, but let's try the other shade in Pink Quartz. Dude, is there anything better than being able to find something from the drugstore that is amazing? Doesn't break the bank. So this is definitely more clear. Let me swatch it. Oh yeah, more clear than it is pink. I mean, you can't even see it there. And then that was the Honey Talks one. So definitely a clear look despite what you see in here. So if that's what you're wanting, feels a little bit, I was gonna say a little bit tingly, but I don't think it is. It just feels nice. So yeah, loving that. Battery's about to run out and I don't have another one. And then the last lippy I wanted to try is the Saie Glossy Bounce Hydrating Lip Oil. So this is in the shade Dip. This is a new launch. It looks like a shade I would love. I mean, at a certain point, these all just look similar. Don't you know what I mean? This has like kind of an odd smell, like there's not a scent to it. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so I'm liking that. I think so far, I mean, this is first impressions. I'm really digging the ELF Reviver Glow Oil more than this based on, I don't know, but they all look so similar, you guys. So that's where I'm like, I mean, maybe save your money and just buy the ELF one. So that is exciting. If I can get this through before my battery dies, this will be amazing. So quick rest of my haul. Pharmacy Niacinamide Night Mask. My holy grail, I've bought like 3 of these. I use it on my retinol nights. It's the moisturizer I use after that, and I feel like it helps with the redness and dryness you can sometimes get. So I love that stuff. Also got more of the Grande Brow Serum. That is, again, I buy this every few months. I love it. It's worth the price. Always nice when you can get it on sale. I did also buy the Glossier You Perfume Duo. This is one of those scents that smells good on everyone. It's insane. So I was very excited to have this again, and it comes with a little travel size rollerball as well. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. So those are all of the things I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.